In August 2012, the Melbourne Cricket Ground hosted the final of the Under-19 Cricket World Cup. Unmukt Chand delivered a match-winning 111 not out, securing the championship for India. The performance convinced a nation they were witnessing the birth of the next legendary cricket star. But the expected ascent never happened. While his peer Virat Kohli climbed to the highest levels of international play, Chand's career stalled in the domestic circuits, leading to his retirement from Indian cricket at just 28. This pattern of lost momentum repeats across different sports. Ronaldinho reached a peak where he transformed football into a visual art, only to see his career decline as his training discipline and professional focus fractured. Vinod Kambli faced a similar trajectory. Despite maintaining a test average higher than Sachin Tendulkar's, his time at the top levels of the sport was over by age 23. Analytical, talent, and opportunity were present in every one of these cases. Each trajectory fractured when these individuals were forced to maintain their peak against invisible psychological forces that we are only beginning to quantify. Data from the University of California reveals a macro-level collapse in human attention. In 2004, the average person could focus on a screen for 150 seconds. By 2024, that number dropped to just 47 seconds. Managing this decline requires a clear distinction between two directions. Traction describes any intentional action that moves you toward a stated goal. It is the fulfillment of your original plan. Distraction is the opposite, any action that pulls you away from that intent. Digital tools like smartphones provide the vehicle for this movement, but the distraction itself is the departure from your intended path. To understand why high-potential careers and daily productivity both fail, we have to identify the specific biological mechanisms that drive these directional errors. External engineering triggers these errors. In a 2016 Johns Hopkins study, participants learned to associate red targets with high rewards. Even after rewards were removed, seeing a red target caused the brain to automatically release dopamine. The nervous system was programmed for reward anticipation. This vulnerability is a cornerstone of modern app design. The bright reds and bold notifications in our interfaces are engineered to hit these exact reward centers, creating a biological compulsion to check the screen. This represents a biological hijacking. When faced with the effort required for a long-term goal, the brain often defaults to the highest reward, lowest effort action currently available in the environment. Internal triggers can be just as disruptive as environmental ones. Distraction frequently functions as a pain avoidance mechanism, helping the brain escape physical fatigue or unresolved emotional stress. Psychologists call this rumination. It is a background mental process that consumes significant processing power as the mind loops through unresolved anxiety or distress. This cognitive load is made heavier by an incomplete life. Awareness of dozens of pending tasks, from unpaid bills to unreturned calls, drains the focus capacity needed for deep work. A third disguise, attention switching, creates a false sense of productivity. In 2010, University of Utah researchers used a driving simulator to test multitasking, asking participants to solve math problems while operating the vehicle. Only 2.5% maintained performance. For others, jumping tasks incurred a switching cost, where cognitive accuracy and reaction times degraded with every transition. The combined weight of internal pain avoidance and constant task switching slowly destroys our biological capacity for sustained attention. Solving this requires a structural framework rather than a reliance on willpower. The FIT framework begins with F, find your trigger. You must identify the specific moment of discomfort or boredom that precedes the urge to deviate. Behavioral distraction requires three elements to converge: motivation to escape, ability to reach distraction, and a prompt to act. To block this, we move to I, implement friction. Placing physical barriers in your environment removes the ability to act, breaking the cycle before it starts. Digital friction works similarly. Using app blockers or keeping social media on a secondary device strips away the immediate availability of these tools, forcing a more intentional choice. Time friction, such as time boxing, creates a mental commitment. It signals to the brain that specific hours are strictly reserved for a single task, reducing the likelihood of switching. Environment design and calculated friction provide a more reliable defense than willpower. In an ecosystem optimized to capture your attention, you must engineer your surroundings to protect it. The final element is T, train your muscle. A 47-second focus average indicates severe muscular atrophy of the brain's frontal systems. This is a physiological state rather than a lack of personal drive. Rebuilding this capacity involves intentional practice. Systems like the Pomodoro technique act as physical therapy for the mind, stretching the ability to handle deep work. Returning to stories of lost potential, we see that raw talent is only a starting point. Longevity in any field requires an active, daily defense against the forces that derail it. The trajectory of a modern life is increasingly determined by a single skill, the engineered choice to pursue traction over distraction.